Kajialangkan hun menteri ke Sorkar MDA2 kepala long haka kendai tarik unok pra arhaja arpusan kala syamya kerai ban Pynskhem bat itu pura halor ke Thung ya arspa arpuwengut ki bonded nurses kumju ki bonded paramedic staff ki bala Thung Hapdeng Snem arhajar pra bat arhajar khat ar. Hapa pentep ya kanisha ki lat pathai kubor ukon rat kis sangma u menteri rangba ka jala ulong bahadian ka jia mirjing mud ka bapenya bat ka tanat kokot ka khia ka jia thir bat ki bonded nurse nalor ka jing pet benya ya ki kot ki slab baro ka jing alang kunhun menteri kala menjur ban Pynskhem da ka babut renti ya ki kendon kam haswa ula pentep bagi jing alang kunhun menteri kala rai bagi jing Thung kam hadin usnam arajar nyau ki bambut kendon la ken kum ki ad hoc bat don kam ban khot Thung kam byang ban nakane ya ki bonded nurse la kun thop lang.
Regarding the bonded nurses from the period of 2008 to 2012 who were earlier appointed, and there are about 221 of them, and also there were the paramedic staff along with them, which again were bonded between the period of 2008 and 2012. And today in the cabinet we discussed in detail. As you remember, last time we had made the decision that all appointments are made post 2007, which were not in the procedures and were ad hoc in nature, will be then advertised, and recruitment will take place for that. So in that process, the bonded nurses also were included in that particular list. But after detailed discussion with the health department, and also based on different conversations with the bonded nurses and going through all the documentation, we have decided as a cabinet today that the appointments were made during that period and procedures were followed, and hence the cabinet today decided that the bonded nurses and the bonded paramedics who were appointed between 2008 to 2012, we have decided to confirm those appointments that were made and recognize them, and so basically the recruitment for those posts will not be done, as we have already approved and as I said, recognized the appointments that were made during that particular period, purely for, as I said, the bonded nurses and the bonded paramedics. So it's like this, that when we took the decision in 2000 for the 2007 and before, it was based on a Supreme Court ruling. Now, just for the knowledge of everybody, ad hoc employees are employees who are appointed against sanctioned post, but the normal recruitment process was not followed and they were simply appointed. That is the definition of ad hoc employees. Now, at that point in time, the decision in front of us was, what do we do with ad hoc employees post 2008? And hence, it's not just healthcare, but we were looking at all the departments put together. And therefore, at that point in time, for us to take a decision department-wise was very, very difficult, because there are many, many departments, many, many different categories, and many different procedures being followed by different individuals. And hence, we took a blanket decision in order to ensure that there is no situation where there is any kind of discrepancy, or anybody comes up and says why them and why not us. And therefore we took a blanket decision, and we decided that post 2007 whoever were appointed on an ad hoc basis will be the recruitment process, or those posts will be advertised, because, as I said, because they're ad hoc, and again I'm repeating, ad hoc means sanctioned post but appointments being made without recruitment process being followed. And hence we had to technically those posts show as vacant posts right now if we were to search them. And therefore now we have to find a way to regularize that. When we then went deeper into the system, we realized that the bonded nurses, the selection process even when they went for the education, the selection process was done. And based on that, a bond was signed. And based on that, appointments were given. So therefore, it's a very different category compared to simple appointment where an ad hoc appointment is done, where there is no process at all that's followed. And hence, when we saw that part of the bond being there, and the fact that there was a legal kind of a binding agreement that was put, and which was again abolished at 2013. So up to 2012, these bonds were there, and therefore we took a conscious decision that since these were bonds, appointments were made, we will recognize those appointments and we will allow them to continue to work. So therefore, they were appointed. They were at that point in time, a process was followed. But it was not the MPSC process, it was not the DSC process, it was not the Healthcare or Medical Recruitment Board process, but it was a process nonetheless, and they were appointed. So the question was whether the cabinet would recognize that process or not. So therefore we went through the details and said that yes, there was a process, there was a bond, there was a legal document, and there was an appointment that was made. And hence, looking at those factors, it was very different from a pure ad hoc appointment where no procedure is followed and simply against a sanctioned post, appointments are done. So that differentiated these bonded nurses from a normal ad hoc appointment, and hence we decided to recognize that procedure that was followed and as I said, confirm the appointments that were made.
Habatin, page bahagi kishab plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki batay kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau kau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut pet ya ka sharp plus F haka jingsom. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka ayan la icon diat bat ka bathau bha kam kta ka dur jingki marbam ka jing mat lani ka rukom shed yaki. Balehi banai kita. Kadon ka we ka jing mentoy ba kongsan. Ka kot ka kia. Ka nutrition ba khambha ka jing im ba khambha pendon kam daki marba madon ka sharp plus F menta kasni.
Lawan Ra Shafi Lingba ko office jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya.